always remember sitting in the commentary box with Ted Lowe, who to me was the doyen, and I thought, oh great, I'm working with Ted Lowe, I'll learn so much about the game. Anyway, we're commentating on this game and they broke off and Ted said, well, there's this young man from Ireland, Alex Higgins, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then never said another word. And I kept looking and it was like Ted was asleep. And I thought, this isn't very professional. Anyway, all of a sudden, when he got about 2 reds left on, it was like a switch had gone on and Ted filled it in, unbelievable, the commentary on the last 2 reds, the colours and everything else. Anyway, when I'd finished, I thought, I'll go back, watch the highlights in my room and see what I sound like. And I never heard me, all I heard was Ted Lowe, because he knew when they were going to do the editing bit, and that's when he came alive. All the bit in the middle of the frame, he knew they wouldn't be showing, so there's me commentating away like Peter O'Sullivan, me thinking Ted Lowe was asleep, but he was just waiting.
I'll never forget sitting in the commentary box with Clive Everton, who's been commentating on snooker for over 30 years.
It was an early round match in the UK Championship at Preston Guildhall, and the root of the trouble was that we'd been given these typist chairs which were on runners.
It was Gary Wilkinson, I think, was playing Jamie Burnett, and they were just finishing the frame off, going to the mid-session interval. And I don't know which of the players they were looking for snookers.
And there was one frame where I miscounted the number of snookers required.
So I'm sitting there and Clive's just picked the microphone up and says, well, it looks like it's all over. Gary, in fact, needs 2 snookers. And I've gone, no. Well, my arithmetic's just a little bit wrong there. In fact, Gary needs 3 snookers. So I picked the microphone up and I couldn't stop laughing. I said, I think, Clive, you'll find it's 1 snooker he needs. So Clive's put the microphone down. He says, I don't know what's wrong with me this morning. He said, my head's in the jam jar.
And I leant back in exasperation. But as I leant back, the chair shot forward.
It hit the commentary box door. Now Clive is falling out of the commentary box.
I just had enough presence of mind to fling out my left arm, grabbed Dennis's tie.
He grabbed my tie and I'm heading with him and he nearly strangled me. If he didn't grab my tie, he would have been down the steps behind and God knows what would have happened.
Well, I could have been in a very nasty heap at the bottom of the commentary box stairs but for that.
But being the pro that he is, got himself back up into the commentary box and did the finish to the frame. My tie is nearly strangling me. It took about 5 minutes to get the knot out of the tie. They nearly had to cut my tie off. I didn't think I would ever get injured in a commentary box.